Welcome to Property Kit. Today we are going to discuss about NRI home loan process. So how as an NRI can take a home loan from Indian banks living in other countries. See, maybe in abroad, US, UK, Canada, Abu Dhabi, Australia. So you can live anywhere outside the India, and he wanted to purchase a property in Bangalore or any other cities. What are all the procedure has to be done to avail a home loan for an NRI? I'm explaining with one sample scenario. In that, I'm walking through step by steps for availing an NRI home loan for a property purchase in India. So that is the main objective of today video. NRI home loan process. So the step by step I'm guiding residential, commercial, and industrial property purchase. And the target audience are overseas traveler, those who have job at abroad and they're traveling, and there is a plan to buy in India. There is a property requirement for them to purchase in India with a loan. And NRI, OCI, overseas citizens of India, and PIO is people of Indian origin. They born and brought up there, but the parents are Indian origin. And the remote investors, they'll be living in any other cities also or outside India. They want to invest in India. So the idea shared here for information and education purpose only. More details need to have a proper due diligence and financial advisor support and make the informed decision. I'm explaining one sample scenario through that you can understand this end-to-end process. So Gopi is an NRI plan to purchase 3 BHK resale flat for parents and his own use for 2 CR of property value, of which 1.5 crore he is going for HDFC loan and 50 lakhs he is putting from his own pocket and purchasing towards the down payment. And this down payment he is paying RBI liberalized remittance scheme. There is a scheme, and through that he is sending the dollar to India to make the down payment for this property purchase. So he is not using any Indian rupee. He is using dollar and pay the down payment, which is 50 lakhs to the bank for a property purchase. So this is the example scenario. For this, what are all the steps involved? And of course, there may be some slight difference in other type of property, for example, commercial or an industrial property, slight difference will be there. But majority covering as a residential, so that is why I'm referring this example. So what are all the steps involved to apply a home loan from abroad? So the first is, what is the eligibility criteria? So if he is a salaried employee, minimum 1 to 2 years experience required, working in abroad. And if it is self-employed, minimum 3 years experience. Earnings should be 5 to 10 lakhs per annum, which is an Indian value. Earnings should be in a foreign currency. So minimum 5 to 10 lakhs earning worth of Indian rupees in the form of foreign currency. So age can be 21 to 55 years. And the loan value of 75 to 85% of the property market value. So assume that if a property is 1 crore and he can eligible to take it 75 lakhs to 85 lakhs is the range he can avail the loan. So this will vary, depends on project to project and person to person. So it'll small differences are there. So this based on their profile, they evaluate it and give it. Maximum 20 to 30 years he can avail, depends on his age. So that range will vary. And the property he can select under construction, ready to move, and plots. There are some rare villa plots also they can invest and buy it. And not all the banks giving to plot. Only some nationalized bank go home and plus construction possible. Suppose if you want only plot, there are other categories like LIC, DHFL, India Bulls. They are giving for plot also. Nationalized banks, they don't give it. And if it is an agriculture property, and NRI itself not eligible to buy an agriculture property. So what are all the documents required? So valid passport, visa, PAN, Aadhaar, and a photo and utility bill, which is maybe a telephone bill or a piping gas bill, where they live. They need to prove that this is where I'm staying, and or a rental agreement with the local person owner, so that they can produce that as an address proof. Salaried employee, 3 to 6 months of payslip they have to submit it with an employment contract, and the 6 to 12 months bank statement, NRE account where they deposit the salary into that account, and the NRO account, which is any Indian money is being used, which can be used in NRO. NRE is basically a non-taxable, and if not having in India, they can create with the bank which they are going to give this loan. For example, here HDFC, they can create an NRE account in India and deposit from the living country bank to this NRE and use that for property purchase. And this NRE account will hold on Indian rupees only. It won't hold on the foreign currency, and the moment it transfer to this account, and whatever that date the value of that particular currency in Indian rupees, and that getting converted into this account, and 2 years of IT return also required. And if it is a business registration proof, for example in India GST, like that, when there is a proof supposed to be submitted, and 6 to 12 months of bank business account transaction statement should be produced, and 3 years of income tax return in that living country. And the property is supposed to select a RERA compliant ideally. If not, it's okay, but recommended is a RERA compliant property. And what are all the documents supposed to give to bank? There is a property file called mother deeds. It consists of mother deeds, and you have to about the project and give it to the bank, and sale agreement between seller and buyer, and power of attorney is something like a person who live here. He will oversee all these transaction like visiting bank, to the builder, certain document has to be signed. So this power of attorney person will handle all those things locally, and encumbrance certificates, and property tax receipts, kata, and sale deed. If it is a resale, if it is from builder, there is a tri-party agreement. There is another concept that has to be executed, and between the bank, builder, and the buyer. So that has to be produced, and the interest rate ranging from 8.5 to 9.5% in Indian banks. And the buyer can choose fixed or floating type. And this interest rate will depends on their CIBIL score. So ideally, they should have 750 plus is the CIBIL score required, and a loan amount and the tenure depends on this, and this interest rate percentage will be arrived. And 0.35% to 1% is the processing fee, loan processing fee. And the loan EMI can be repaid through NRE account and NRO account, FCNR. FCNR is foreign currency non-resident. They can deposit in that account in India, and that will yield in that country currency interest only. And they can pay that money to interest can be used for a bank EMI. So they need to transfer from FCNR interest, which is in foreign currency, to NR account and pay the EMI. That is also possible. And locally, if we renting out the property, you can collect the rent in NRO account and use that account money to repay the EMI. According to the Income Tax Act 24B, interest up to 2 lakhs and the principal up to 1.5 lakhs is eligible to claim against the tax liability. And NRIs can apply, online in the respective bank website, or NRI help desk available in the bank. It is locally in Bangalore also available. Some leading banks in the living country also available. So if SBI in US also available, they can visit there and apply the loans. And after legal check and original verification of the document, and the loan document also should be signed by the power of attorney holder or directly the buyer. can sign it, and TDS has to be deducted, stamp duty has to be paid, and the registration will get executed with a sale deed. And after registration, this loan amount as a banker's check, the bank will issue to the seller. So once this is done, the entire process is got completed, and the bank will take the buyer's sale deed, kata, all those things to bank till they settle the all the bank dues. So till the time, bank will take the all originals of buyer sale deed to the bank. Once it is settled, and it will be returned back to the buyer, and then finally the buyer takes the possession. So there ends the entire end-to-end process of home loan process. So I have few videos on the property investment and sale, rental and management. This has some useful ideas about NRI, for example, FEMA regulations. So I put a last week one video. You can understand the remittances, from foreign to India for property investment. So I have captured few important points. You can watch for that in more detail. This is our vision, mission, what we do, our values, and property management we do, and real estate services, and our successful business model we are planning to, expand through our franchisees. This is our list of service catalog, what are all services we do to understand at a high level, and it is self-explanatory. This is a book I'm writing mainly for traveling guys who wanted to invest in India from abroad. So, what are all things they need to understand and options available capturing here? We'll be releasing this soon. So, we have some business consultants and few other areas. We are looking business partners. Anybody interested can connect with us. And I capture detailed understanding video in this playlist. Please watch for that and connect with us. We can work collaboratively for a win-win deal. But if you have any property requirements and property sale, any help required, even this loan process, in case if any requirement, we'll do end to end also. So you don't need to worry, and we will support you the entire process. So if you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell icon. And if you have any comments, help, please put it in comment. We are happy to answer, and share with friends and family, those who are interested in investing in India. It may be for own use or an investment. We are ready to support them. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.